Hey everyone, this is Ashley from Flora Mystica. If you'd like to learn how to make this Gothic skull crown with horns, keep watching and hit subscribe. The supplies we're going to start with are a thick headband, horns, black and silver spray paint. I love this brand, Design Master. Black roses from Michaels, small skulls, a black chain, a couple of strips of warbler. Actually, you'll need 4. And then 2 small black squares of felt. And then for the tools, pliers, scissors, and wire cutters. You'll also need a hot glue gun and a heat gun. And the last thing is a organza ribbon. I like to play around with placement here so I get an idea of where I want my horns to sit on the headband, and leaving about 2 to 3 inches of space on the center I think looks the best. So we're going to start with heating up the warbler, and you want to get it soft enough so that it is a little pliable. Just be careful not to burn yourself here. I ended up getting this a little stuck to the poster board and then bringing in some glass afterwards. So here I'm just attaching it to the bottom of the horns, and I'm just smashing it down here to get it as blended and smashed into the headband as possible. So once you finish getting the bottom part of the horn really adhered with that warbler, you can go ahead and heat up the second strip. And we're going to attach this one to the edge of the top portion of the horn. And I like to cut, there's like a little hole in this plastic horn I like to cover up. You can cover it all with the warbler, which is nice. And I just keep reheating until I get that really soft textured warbler, blending it into the horn as much as I can in the headband. So here I ended up having to get a glass pan. Since I was doing all this on a white poster board, the warbler was starting to get stuck to it. So I'm just going and adhering the second horn onto the headband with the warbler. Okay, now the horns are attached, everything looks good, and let's move on to painting. Next, we're going to go ahead and take our horns outside and get our spray paint ready. And side note, make sure you're wearing a mask while you're doing this. Okay, the camera did cut out when I was spray painting the horns, but I started off with a flat black, and you're going to have to do about 2 to 3 layers, letting it dry in between to completely cover the red. It's hard to get it at every angle the first time. And this really is the best brand of spray paint that has the least amount of tacky feeling afterwards. Moving on to the silver spray paint, I like to spray this in the center of both horns, front and back. And as we work on it, it gets more of a gradient effect with this. Here I'm going back in with the black on the outside edges to really perfect the gradient coloring here. Once you're done painting, you can make your way back inside. Start preparing your hot glue gun, your skulls, you need 3, and then your black roses. The first thing I glue on is the first skull right in the center, and I just put a big hot glue dab right in the center. You can later add some more on the sides of it to have it be more sturdy. What I like to do with my roses is here use the wire cutters to cut that bottom piece off and just secure them with a big glob of hot glue so that they can lay more flat when they're on the crown. And you're going to use 6 roses here. Once you're done preparing the roses, you can go ahead and glue them, the first 2 anyway, on either side of that skull sitting on the top. Okay, next it's time to grab your chain, and I go ahead and prep this with a jump ring just to attach the 2 ends of the chain together. And right now I'm just getting a general feel of where I want to put this. It's a good time to also try it on your head and get an idea. Once I figured that out, I put 2 more roses underneath the current roses first before I decided to attach the chain. I just liked the way it was laying on the forehead when the chain started a little bit lower. Now grab the 2 small felt squares and start to position the chain. We're going to put it right on the underside of the edge of the rose so it kind of hides it a little bit. And you're going to put the black chain underneath that felt square. And on that one, I like to put the little point where I had connected the jump ring underneath that first felt square. And before you glue the second felt square on, it's a great time to try it on and make sure it's sitting exactly where you want it to. Now we're going to go ahead and position the skulls. These can go over a little bit of that black felt, and it helps it stay more secure, the glue against the felt as opposed to the plastic horns. And I love to add a lot of extra glue here. It helps it stay on more sturdy. Now it's time for the last couple of roses. I like to take the smaller ones to put underneath that last skull, and they hide that seam line that the warbler has attaching the bottom underside of the horn. And so you're just going to finish this up on both sides. At this point, we want to go ahead and grab our organza ribbon, and we're going to hot glue this onto the very bottom of the headband so it stays more securely on the head. Once you get both sides glued on the bottom, you are good to go. Let me know how you did in the comments. I want to hear all about your creative process as you followed this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel for future creative content, and I will see you guys later.